Australia has announced a dramatic cut in the number of international arrivals. Quotas will be halved to around 3,000 people per week to ease pressure on the country's hotel quarantine system. Australia is currently battling to contain outbreaks of the Delta variant.
The reduction of those caps will certainly, right across the system, obviously take some pressure off. As we have observed over the course of these past 18 months, that alone does not provide any fail-safe regarding any potential breaches. We've seen breaches occur predominantly as a result of infection control procedures and human error and so on. Those issues need to continue to be strengthened. So simply reducing the caps doesn't necessarily provide a fail-safe.
The National Cabinet has agreed on a new pathway out of the COVID-19 pandemic. Lockdowns will be the last resort. The four-phase pathway will be finalised in the next few weeks. But for now, Australia will focus on suppressing infections and boosting vaccinations in its first phase. The Cabinet will set up vaccination targets. Those targets, once reached, would mean lockdowns and travel restrictions are no longer required.
So what it means is Australia gets vaccinated, Australia is able to live differently. Winning in the post-vaccination phase looks very different to winning in the phase we're in now. Winning now means we suppress the virus as best as we can, which means that from time to time, such as we're experiencing New South Wales, we have to go through these experiences.
Only slightly more than 6% of the Australian population is fully inoculated. Fewer than a quarter of people have received their first dose. Over the last 24 hours, New South Wales recorded 31 new local infections. 13 were not isolated while infectious. The state's premier says the next few days will be critical as she warns of a spike. The cases being recorded will reflect the days before Greater Sydney went into lockdown. Queensland is extending its lockdown in Brisbane for another 24 hours. It was supposed to be lifted this morning after being in place for the past 3 days, but 3 new infections were detected in the state's capital city. Health authorities will review the lockdown tomorrow.